But let's move on and talk about JSW Cements 3,600 crore rupees IPO, which will be opening up for subscription on 7th of August and will close on 11th of August. The IPO comprises of a fresh issue of shares worth around 1,600 crore rupees and an offer for sale of up to rupees 2,000 crore rupees from the existing shareholders. Now, my colleague Reema Tendulkar actually caught up with Parth Jindal, Managing Director of the company, to talk about the same. Listen into that conversation.
Over the years, JSW Cement has been growing steadily. In 2016, when I took over the business, we were a 6 million ton company. And over the last 9 years, we've tripled our capacity from 6 million to now over 20 million tons. At that time, we were primarily only in the south. Now we've entered the markets of the west and the east. And I think now that the company has grown to this size and scale, we are truly poised for our next phase of growth. Which is to enter the markets of the north as well as the central parts of India. And the IPO and the proceeds of the IPO that we're getting is going to allow us to expand into the north and over time expand into the central part of India as well. So, you know, I truly believe that in order to be relevant in the Indian cement industry, you need to be present across the country, because you never know which region is doing well, which region is doing badly. So in order to truly make a well-diversified and stable business model, being in different regions and all the regions of India is very important, and that's the ambition of the company.
So talking about your expansion plans, Parth, you're looking to increase your total grinding capacity to 42 million tons per annum and even double the clinker capacity. When do these capacities come on stream?
So at the moment, we are in phase 1 of our expansion, which is we are adding a grinding unit in Odisha, in Sambalpur, and we're adding our integrated unit in North India, in Rajasthan, in Nagaur. These two plants, although we have guided that they'll be ready at different times, I'm very confident that within this financial year, both of these plants will be up and running, which will take our capacity from 20.6 million tons to about 26 million tons. We have also started the groundwork for the other expansions that we have in place, which is some of them are brownfield in our existing locations. So Vijayanagar in Karnataka, we want to add 4 million tons of grinding there. Dolvi in Maharashtra, where we again, JSW Steel has a large complex, we want to add 4 million tons there. And then our complex in central India, which is the mines we acquired from India Cement about 3 years ago in Hatta in Madhya Pradesh. So all these projects are primed and we can actually begin work very, very quickly. It's our endeavor, it's my endeavor, my aim to get to 41 million tons within 3 to 4 years. The sooner the better, but obviously the performance and the leverage needs to be in check, and we would modulate our growth based on our leverage.
Got that. And 60 million tons per annum, you've got that ambition too?
Yes, so within the existing locations, within the existing mining deposits that we have enough limestone and enough land, as well as enough fly ash as well as slag, which tied up to take our capacity to 60 million tons.
Okay.
So the way to think about us is today we're 20.6 million across 7 locations. These 7 locations themselves can go from 20.6 to 30 million tons. And then the balance 30 million tons would be coming from 3 different sites. Rajasthan and Nagaur, along with its split grinding units, would be 15 million tons. Central India, which is Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, would be 10 million tons. And then Gulbarga cluster in Karnataka and a grinding unit in southern part of Maharashtra would be another 5 million tons. So this entire strategy is in place to 60 million tons, which we hope that once we get to 41, we will embark upon the journey from 41 to 60, which again should take another 3 to 4 years. So if all goes well, we could get to 60 million tons, sometime in the early part of next decade. And if it goes a little bit worse, then it'll be in the middle part of next decade.
Well hedged, Parth. So today, I think you're the 9th largest player by capacity.
Yes, sir.
Can you get into the top 3, top 5, challenge the Cr Cements, Dalmia Cements of the world?
I think first of all, I think all the companies that are there in the cement industry have been around for a very, very long period of time. and they've all built fantastic businesses, whether it's Bangarji or whether it's Punji Bhaiya. They've all built phenomenal businesses, and they all have their own growth plans. So I think the top 4 players of the country are well out of reach at the moment, and obviously they also are expanding.
Sure.
I think the 5th spot is up for grabs, and that's the aim, is to try and see how quickly we can get there. Having said that, you know, inorganic opportunities in the cement industry, as we've seen over the years, have come, and there's been a lot of consolidation. And one of the disadvantages of being in the cement industry is that the competitors that we deal with on a daily basis are all sitting on very strong balance sheets. So for them to acquire inorganically is far easier than for us at this stage to acquire. But obviously with the IPO coming in, with liquidity coming in, with currency being available, tomorrow if a very exciting opportunity comes in a market that is attractive, we could do a QIP, we could do a follow-on, we could do so many things which the group has done in the past, which will allow us to compete. But all said and done, my fundamental belief is that you need to be at least a 10% market share player across the country to be relevant. And I believe that, you know, last year the Indian cement industry consumed 435 million tons of cement. I believe over the next 5 to 6 years, this number will grow at a CAGR of about 6 to 7% in lockstep with GDP and get to about 750 million by 2030, 2031. So in order for us to have 10%, we would need to be selling 75 million, which is higher than our current plan, but still getting to about 55, 60 million tons of sales, 7 to 8% market share would be the first step, and then to get to that 10%. So I do think the cement industry, the consolidation wave will continue, and it will become an industry which is dominated by, you know, call it 6 to 7 players.
Yes. Got that. Just a quick word on your balance sheet. Your debt today is 4,200 crore. 520 crore of the IPO proceeds go in reducing your debt. What would the post-listing, you know, debt look like and leverage ratios? You've got so much Capex coming on stream. So how would the leverage ratios move?
No, I think if you look at our debt profile, last year due to the difficulties that the industry faced, our net debt to EBITDA almost touched 5 times, which is way above healthy level or a comfortable level for the company. It is my intention that over time to bring the debt as close to 2 times as possible, and not exceed 2.5 times. So this is not something that this may change from time to time given the dynamics, but in general being below 2.5 times net debt to EBITDA is the aim of the management.
Okay, got that. But now, considering your ambitious expansion plans, what is the total estimated Capex outlay for you?
Yeah, so I'm not allowed to actually give the forward guidance in terms of Capex, but what I can say is that building organically for JSW is significantly cheaper than building for any of our large competitors or in any of the acquisitions that are happening. So on average, the acquisitions have been happening at about $120, $130 per ton. Some of them even as high as $150 per ton. Our Capex intensity for this phase of expansion is less than half of that.
Okay. So you're going to be building incremental capacity at 60, 70?
That's it. So close to that.
Close to that. Okay. What about the operating, the EBITDA, right, per ton? In FY25, it was depressed. I think it was sub 700. What is the number looking like in Q1?
Again, our Q1 results will be announced soon after the IPO. But I think the industry has seen a sharp increase in EBITDA per ton. I think the pricing power has come back into the industry, and all our competitors have announced their results at nearly 30 to 40% EBITDA improvements, both overall as well as on a per ton basis. So we would be in that ballpark for sure, and we would announce our results imminently after the IPO.
Okay, an interesting chat there. Surely we'll be waiting out for the IPO opening up 7th of August. So keep an eye out on that.